Hello and welcome to this Warhammer 40k narrative campaign video with me, Marc, from the Xenoviz channel. So I've been writing up some rules and some background story for the new narrative campaign that's going to be happening on the channel, the Desolation of Aurorus. Yeah, Desolation of Aurorus. This campaign will feature 7 armies in total, and it is slightly inspired by Mini Wargaming's big campaign. However, there's going to be a few differences. Now the differences are, at the start of every battle report and the end of every battle report, there's going to be a kind of storyline and story time to kind of talk about what's happened in the battle and what the general or is going to be doing next and stuff like that. So it kind of has a running story theme, but it's going to take quite a long time, so it's going to feature on the channel for quite a while. It's going to feature quite a few videos of battle reports, which is always good for the channel and you guys. So I've made the board for it similar to how it is. You can't really see it there, but there are squares on there, and we're going to have pins to represent each army and how much they've got on the board. The yellow are going to be the Eldar. But I've written the background story, so I'll take you through the background of the Desolation of Aurorus. In the 41st millennium, there is only war. On the fringes of the known galaxy, strange readings have been detected from a previously neutral world, planet Aurorus. Planet Aurorus, codename Eden by the Inquisition, is a lush forest world inhabited by exotic wildlife and fauna. Over the past 48 hours, the planet's atmosphere has been shifting, changing, and a vast storm has begun to engulf the planet. On the planet's surface, a small force of Eldar has constructed a small fortress with a large towering device, which seems to be created to combat the surging storms. Inside the graceful halls of the fortress lies a locked chamber. Now the chamber is guarded by 5 Farseers who seems to be in a trance-like state of meditation. Now whatever lies inside the chamber, the Farseers seem to have created a psychic link to it. But why? Unbeknownst to the Eldar, their psychic link inside the chamber is what is causing the storms to magnify in size, and these storms are acting like a beacon, calling out to those who have the means to hear. As the Eldar activate the towering device on the planet's surface, alarm bells begin to sound from the control room. The sophisticated Eldar sensors pick up 6 different signatures arriving close to the fortress. The Eldar scramble quickly to contact the scouting rangers, but no word is heard. Thinking quickly, the Eldar activate the device, and a huge force field surrounds the fortress and surrounding area. Who are the armies? And what is the meaning behind this storm? Okay, so that's the story of what's been happening. An Eldar force is on planet Aurorus, and they seem to be creating something, and they have a locked chamber which 5 Farseers have a psychic link to, whether they're trying to communicate with something or they're trying to analyze something psychically. We don't know just yet. Now, I've shown the board. It's got little squares on it and represent an area inside the force field. Now, the rules for you, so you can kind of follow along. Each army moves 1 square at a time and puts a pin onto the square. It represents their territory. Now, there's going to be the Eldar are already on the planet, obviously, and we're going to have the 6 other armies, and so they're going to be represented on areas around. And what will happen is, during the battle report, you'll be able to see on the board the first army, second army, third army do 1 movement, and then it goes to the next one, movement, next one, movement, until 2 pins are aligned and next to each other. Now, with the first battle report, I'll be showing which armies have claimed and arrived at the planet first, and their first battle report will represent a kind of small scouting force or something that slightly goes wrong as they're trying to sneak in past the storm and before the force field has been activated. Once an attacking army reaches a square with a pin in it, they can attack it. So then the battle report will commence. If the attacking army win the battle, they gain that square, so take the pin out, put the new one in. If they lose, then they just stop next to it where they are, and that's the end of their movement around the board. If they're able to get their special objective, however, and win, then they get to place an extra pin. Now I'm going to talk about the armies that are involved in the campaign and their special objectives. Now, the first army to talk about will obviously be the Eldar. The Eldar are on the planet. They are doing something, but no one really knows why. No one really ever knows what the Eldar are doing except for themselves. But they've already got 5 pins on the board, so they've got their territory. And they will try to reinforce the central bit where the chamber is, or try and advance and stop these invading forces. Now their special objective is to wipe out the entire army. If they can table an army in the battle report, they get an extra bit. If not, they just defend or attack like the rules have said. The Tyranids. The psychic storm, the storm itself is being magnified by the Farseer's psychic link to the device in the chamber, which means the storm itself is slightly psychic in origin. Now, the hive mind has sensed this, and it has acted completely against the normal protocols, you could say, of the Tyranids. It is essentially become a giant light, and the bugs cannot stop looking at it and getting closer and closer and closer. So a small hive fleet, a splinter fleet, has arrived on the planet's surface through their means of mycetic spores and everything like that, and they have arrived onto the planet. And then as soon as they arrive onto the planet, their Tyranid psychic link with their swarm lords and hive tyrants and stuff has reactivated, and they just go into, this is a planet, we're going to eat it and destroy the entire planet. So the Tyranids are there to consume the entire planet, but they were drawn there by the psychic energies. I had to mention, sorry, their special objective is to kill all psychers on the table, if there are any. Unfortunately, if there aren't any, then they can't get their special objective. Next is Orcs, and it'll be the first time I've played Orcs, so maybe a learning curve with them. Basically, the Orcs have, they were flying past in the galaxy, and they were able to detect all these different forces arriving to this planet, which is lighting up all their kind of makeshift scanners and stuff. But as soon as the war boss on board saw there'd be Tyranids and there might be Eldar and stuff, he decided to call the Warg and crash land onto the planet, ready to just have a glorious way of killing things. Didn't even think about the psychic storm. Many of his part of the ships and stuff they came on were destroyed because obviously they weren't very accurate in their piloting. But at least half of their fleet arrived onto the planet, which is a lot of Orcs. A lot of Orcs. Now their special objective, similar to the Eldar, is to just wipe out everything there that they're fighting against, completely table the opponent. Next is the Space Wolves. Now the Space Wolves were arriving back from a training with Logan. They were training for what they see coming to the galaxy, a Ragnarok-esque kind of apocalypse with chaos arriving. There's been some rumblings in the Eye of Terror. So they've been doing some training, and they've sensed these psychic energies, and they feared that it would be a chaos planet. so Logan ordered them to drop pod and teleport down to the planet. Their special objective is going to be to kill all characters. That's their special objective. The next army will be demons. Demons of Chaos. Now, the planet is being consumed essentially by a psychic storm, and this is essentially what the Space Wolves feared, creating little rifts on the planet, and it's allowing certain demons to come through. But not just any demons. There seems to be a few leading the cause that seem to want to get inside the Elder Fortress quickly. Their special objective is to kill all HQ characters in the battle. That's their special objective. Okay, so the next one is Grey Knights. The Grey Knights, don't know how they know, but they knew this was going to happen. They could sense the demons were going to arrive. So they mysteriously appear on the planet, and their special objective is to kill all Psychers on the field. Again, if there aren't any Psychers, then unfortunately they don't get any special points as well. But the Grey Knights aren't very happy that there are demons there, and the Elder seem to be creating them. They think the Elder are creating them for some reason. So they want to investigate that as well. Okay, so the last army is Dark Elder. Now the Dark Elder are there because they're running out of slaves. They need more slaves, more variety of slaves, and they know if they get orcs or Tyranids or their brethren Elder or Imperial men, then they will be able to sell the slaves and have them fight in the pits, and they'll get glory and wealth and live happily ever after, how a Dark Elder kind of can, really. Now their special objective is also to kill all characters on the table. In their minds they feel killing the characters, they'll be able to take the normal guys quite easily. Okay, so that is the intro video to the new narrative campaign. We've gone through the board, some of the rules, the story and the armies that's going to be involved in the campaign. Now when this video gets to 500 to 1,000 views, that's when the first battle report will come on. So please comment, share, like and subscribe, and we'll start getting some action into these videos and having some good battle reports. I've been Marc from the Xenovid channel. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment, share, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.